Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Kings podcast with the great big beautiful dads. Our last episode of 2025, Mike. Can you believe it?
That's right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. My goodness. So we just started this podcast this year in 2025.
Incredible.
This year will go down in history, you know?
It's legendary.
They'll look back in 100 years and they'll probably remake the castle and everything, you know, to honor the centennial of this podcast, and we'll be there, you know.
Yep. We'll be at all the ribbon cutting for our great Imagineering ideas.
Exactly.
All of our suggestions that Bob is working on feverishly right now with the crew over at Disney.
Absolutely.
Friend of the pod,
Bob. This has been a great year for us, 2025. And it'll always be a special year for the Magic Kings podcast. And we wanted to finish off the year with a year in review. Where do we stand as a podcast? Where do we stand at Disney World? How did 2025 go? And what are we looking at for 2026? So I wanted to start, we talked a little bit about this in one of our recent episodes. The people who listen to this podcast and where they're from. We talked about how we have listeners from enough non-World Showcase countries that we have 10 non-World Showcase countries that listen to us. And we said we need one more country to create the Magic King's own World Showcase. And Mike, I am thrilled to tell you, we have done it.
We hit the milestone, all right.
We hit the milestone. So, Bob, start the construction. The new World Showcase, the Magic Kings World Showcase. I do want to say we did add another World Showcase country, Germany. Shout out to Germany. We have a German listener. Guten Tag, you know. O Tannenbaum, you know.
Dankeschön for listening to the podcast.
Exactly. So thanks to Germany. But we have, for the non-World Showcase countries, as a reminder, Guatemala, Poland, Russia, Australia, Saudi Arabia, Austria, Denmark, Brazil, Dominican Republic, Kuwait, and our 11th one is one that I mentioned that I wanted to be another World Showcase country. It is India.
I love it. Oh,
Shout out to India.
Steve, we might be giving Epcot here a run for their money with
Absolutely.
With the new World Showcase.
I mean, is most of the world listening to us? I mean,
it's hard to argue. I mean, there's what, billions, 5 billion people in India, something like that. Maybe that's a little heavy.
Let's round up.
Yeah, we'll round up 5 billion. We have 5 billion potential listeners, around the world.
We throw China in there. I mean, there's nothing will stop us now.
Yeah.
But shout out to India. So in 2025 we have reached around the globe. So that is really exciting. I also just want to talk about, according to the stats I'm looking at, who knows, how accurate these things are, but the vast majority of our listeners, you may know this, Mike, are from the United States of America. No big surprise. And Massachusetts is our biggest state. And then Rhode Island, shout out to Rhode Island, my, home and native land. But I wanted to shout out a few other places where we actually have a lot of listeners in this country. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
Okay. Shout out to Oak Forest, Illinois. Have you ever been to Oak Forest, Illinois, Mike?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that particular area of Illinois, but I'm sure it's lovely.
My wife was born in Illinois, not in Oak Forest. She was born in Southern Illinois. But shout out to Oak Forest, Illinois. We're big in the Big Apple. We got Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens all represented.
We got to really get the rest of the boroughs. What are we missing? Staten Island?
I know, Staten Island and the Bronx.
Come on, the Bronx. Bronx Tale, great movie. Come on, let's go. Bronx,
exactly.
Represent. Yeah.
It's the Yankees. They don't.
The Yankees.
They could tell.
They know. They know we're Red Sox fans up at the Magic Kings podcast.
That's right. And then I just want just a couple more, and these are cities and towns across the United States. Just a couple more where we happen to have some listeners. Naugatuck, Connecticut. If you're from Naugatuck, Connecticut, please reach out to us. I have never heard of that place, and we're New Englanders. I don't know that place. So shout out to Naugatuck, Connecticut, and people from all the way in Midland, Texas.
Wow.
I've never been to Texas. Have you?
I have been to Texas. I've been to Texas for my other job, my less important job. You know,
the one that pays you money.
Yeah. the one that pays the bills. But
yeah. Yeah, you know, other than the plug money I send you, that one's.
We're getting up there with the plug money though, where the plug money is adding up. 2025 was a good year for plugs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that for 2026. But yeah.
Maybe renegotiate our deal.
Well, if you've been to Midland, then maybe you rubbed elbows with some listeners out there. So
perhaps, yeah.
So all the great big beautiful dads from coast to coast across this country. At my last count, we had 28 states represented.
Wonderful.
So including Hawaii. So we're beyond coast to coast. So shout out to all of our listeners around the country, around the world. It is kind of amazing that what we do here reaches people, even for one episode, for just one quick download, even if it's that, just kind of crazy. So I just love looking at that.
This is a worldwide phenomenon, Steve.
Let's get it, Let's get 50 states, D.C., Puerto Rico, Guam,
Let's do it, yeah.
And then every country around the globe. I mean, why not?
Let's go.
I wanted to talk as well I wanted to shout out our guests that we've had this year. And I just want to name them all and just thank them for being a part of this. So we had some one-time guests. We had Jen, your sister-in-law.
That's right.
Talking about the cruise. Great episode. All great episodes. I mean, I think all of our episodes have been good. But
And we've been fortunate with great guests as well. Yeah, everything's been phenomenal this year.
Absolutely. So shout out to Jen. We had Dia talking to us about the VIP tours. We had Benji and Sophia talking about their trip. Shout out to them. My cousin Melanie talking about Disneyland and the Oogie Boogie Bash. We had the other Mike. Shout out to him about being a Disney guy. And then we had a couple of two-time guests. I don't know if you caught the bonus episode from Christmas, Mike.
I just saw it. I feel like I should have known about this, Steve, but I just, I popped open the podcast app here and I was like, oh, wait, bonus. Wow, Christmas bonus.
It was my gift to you,
That's
it was
awesome.
A surprise for Christmas. So yeah, Fran, a episode I forgot about. So Fran, shout out to Fran, two-time guest for us.
Can I tell you something? I asked my kids what their favorite episode was, who's their favorite person on the podcast. You know what their answer was, Steve?
Not you.
Not you. Not me. Not Dad. Not me. It was Fran. They're big fans of Fran on the podcast. I was like, all right, I guess she's gonna be a regular member.
Fran has a cult following, so
yeah.
she's gonna be a regular. Yeah,
incredible. She's a natural.
Shout out to Fran.
Shout out to Fran. Yeah.
We also had Andres, who we need to have back on really soon.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He just knows everything. He's hilarious. So shout out to Andres. He talked about the Halloween party and about Disneyland Paris. And we had Ashley, has been on a couple of times. Again, awesome episodes. And then we have our heavy hitters, our multi-timers. So my sister, Mary Kate, shout out to her, has had really good episodes actually. And it's been good to have her on. And then I think the king of the guests, I mean, do I even need to say it? It's our buddy. It's our big pal, also Steve.
Also Steve, another founding member of the Beverly Boys.
He's the third Beverly boy, and our powers unite.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop us.
That's right.
I think we'll have all these guests on again, in the coming year and beyond. But just people are excited to come on here. Like, I don't know, it's really nice of them. I feel very grateful that we have guests come on and share their opinions, and going through the lightning lane round is always so much fun with people.
Yep, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's just hearing everybody's answers to lightning lane.
It's interesting how everyone sees things a little bit differently at Disney World. So I wanted to talk about our 5 biggest episodes in terms of the number of people who have listened to them.
Ooh, I like
Now,
this.
you have no clue what this is, right, Mike?
No idea. Yeah, I don't see the stats, but yeah, I'm very interested to hear.
Do you have a guess of one that could be in the top 5?
Honestly, I'm guessing maybe some of our guests who are probably a little more social media savvy than the two of us great big beautiful dads may have boosted our numbers a little bit. Maybe some of the guest speakers. I don't know. Aside from that, I've got some of my favorites, Steve, from the year. So maybe we'd have some overlap there. If you go through the top 5 and we have overlap with some of my favorites, I will definitely let you know.
Let's do it. I think you're onto something there. But so number 5, our 5th biggest episode this year was episode 16, Toddlers, with special guest Ashley.
Yeah.
I think people find, they're curious about going with toddlers. So I think that was a good one. We have a lot more to say there. So shout out to Ashley. That was a really great episode.
That was a good one, yeah. And definitely some good tips. As a great big beautiful dad who has been to Disney many times with toddlers, great tips in that episode. Lots of things that I would co-sign on.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of things I wouldn't have thought of that she brought up. And they're such experts at things like rider switch and everything. So that was a great episode. So shout out to Ashley. That was great. Number 4 is episode 14, the Objective Rides episode.
Yeah.
And that was one that I threw together very quickly, that I just had the idea and kind of put it together and was like, I kind of sprung it on you. And I think a lot of people have talked to me about that episode, about like the methodology, and we're going to have to revisit that idea because I think people are interested in that. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that would be a good one to kind of apply that methodology to maybe not just rides, maybe some other things like hotels or food or snacks or whatever like the big things are. But yeah, I think that one was really good because it obviously meant to be objective, and you get people have their controversial opinions about how they feel about rides, and sometimes objectivity and subjectivity butt heads a little bit, and I think that's definitely what happened in that episode.
Absolutely. People have strong feelings about this, but no, it was an interesting exercise. Definitely not the top 10 that I would make for my own rides, but it was interesting. So that's someone I think we'll revisit and tweak and stuff. We'll go to our third most listened to episode, which was episode 2, which was our 5 favorite things about Disney World. Kind of an intro episode for us. Again, a nice one, getting to know the great big beautiful dads. So that was a good one. Number 2 was episode 11, the Lightning Lane overview. And this one didn't surprise me because the Lightning Lanes is just, as a travel agent and someone who talks to a lot of people about their trips, this is something that people are really curious about, that they're confused by, and that they're looking for anything that they can get their hands on to understand it. So I'm not surprised at all that, someone's searching Lightning Lanes in their podcast feed and this comes up. So
that was a great one for me too, because I hadn't experienced the new multi-pass and single pass system. I'd only done Genie Plus. So hearing that was great prep for me to get my mind around our next Disney trip.
Oh, we're going to be digging in. We're going to be digging into the Lightning Lanes into your whole trip soon enough. That's coming.
Yeah.
And then our number 1 episode. And Mike, I think you're onto something with the guest thing, because number 1 was episode 7, which was the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween episode with none other than Andres of the Real Dads of Boston. Awesome episode. Again, it's one that a topic people are curious about, right? The Halloween party. It's a great episode. A lot of good tips there. And then it really got me to be like, all right, I got to do this. And I ended up doing the Halloween party this year. And so shout out to Andres. We'll have him back very soon. He's awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. And I am a little disappointed to hear that the number 1 episode was not my Night Before Disney incredible Poetry Slam Magic Kings episode. I can't believe that didn't break into the top 5.
Well, I want to segue actually because of that comment. Because the one thing I prepped you for this episode, Mike, was to talk about, to bring, if you had any like favorite moments from this year, and one of the first things that came to mind, like what were your favorite moments of the podcast? That night before Disney poem is right at the top of the list.
Incredible.
It was so good. It was so long. I was like, this thing's still going. It's still rhyming. It still makes sense. I was blown away. So, that was up there.
I can't believe that didn't crack into the rankings, Steve. Come on, we gotta get better with our SEO. Yeah, we gotta work on it. We need our social media manager on the horn. What's going on?
I know, he's pathetic, whoever that guy is. He doesn't know what he's doing.
We should hire that fish and chips guy on Instagram. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
Shout out to Fish and Chips fan. He's a master of Instagram, let me tell you.
He's incredible.
Putting people on to the Yorkshire County. Oh, God.
Can't go wrong. He's got great advice, that guy.
So did you have any, I have a bunch of things I could say, but a few other moments, but what moments stick out to you from this year?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like just starting the podcast in general and being a part of it has been so much fun. And we've been able to really carry it through with some great episodes just all around. I mean, actually, I was thinking some of my favorites might crack the top 5, but obviously, I'm proud of my Night Before Disney episode, but
incredible.
There's a couple others that I really enjoyed just kind of like thinking about and talking with you, and in some cases also Steve on some of the episodes where we crossed over. So there's just been a lot. I mean, I would say up there was our draft episode.
Yeah.
And we had also Steve on that one. I thought that was fun, just kind of going back and forth with some great draft ideas. I really enjoyed doing the superlatives episode. I thought that one was really fun. I thought there was some great choices between the both of us on the superlatives. That one was really good. But my number one, Steve, my favorite episode of the year was the Imagineering episode, and I kind of mentioned it at the start of the show. But just thinking and getting creative about some cool ideas at Disney World really got the creative juices flowing. And it was fun to go back and forth and kind of brainstorm some ideas. So that one was my number one favorite for the year.
That's awesome. We got so much good feedback from that episode as well. I guess it wasn't technically in the top 5. It was probably close, but those who listened to it really enjoyed it. And, it's funny you mentioned that because on that episode, I talked about my little, TikTok, experience with that episode. Yep. But there was one person who left a comment, and it was like 5 of the best ideas you've ever heard in that one comment. And his name was Brian Abrams. Shortly after that, I saw that he was putting out on TikTok, like it just came up on my feed. I'm like, I think this is the same guy who like left that comment, putting out 1 million ideas on TikTok with like AI generated pictures of like, put this in Animal Kingdom, and it's like dozens of posts of like gold of all these ideas. I was like, I'm like, did we inspire this guy to like become a real Imagineer? Like, what's going on? And they're awesome ideas. Every single one is like, oh my God, this guy's. We might have to have him on the podcast if he'll come on.
Yeah. Imagineering Part 2. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I think that's a topic. I agree. I mean, I feel like I'm out of I just enjoy listening to your ideas and other people's ideas. Coming up with the ideas is like very hard for me, but I really enjoyed that episode too. It was a ton of fun, and that's one I think we can come back to periodically with more and more ideas. There's always obviously more they could do. So no, that's a great pick. Yeah, I mean, I love all of our episodes. I think the moments that stick out to me. I think the moment that made me laugh the most, and I'm sorry it's not with you, Mike, but it was with my sister.
Okay. Yep.
When she revealed that about the refillable mugs.
I didn't want to call this out, but I also laughed hysterically hard at that episode. Sorry, Mary Kate, I'm sorry, but come on.
I almost fell out of my chair. I think in the episode, she's like, "Are you crying?" And I was. I just had the microphone like away from my face, just like, dying. So that was one. But the other one that comes to mind, I was going to bring up the poem. That was like number one. That was unbelievable. Your poem. But also when it was in the Lightning Lane episode, we're talking about your trip, and you're like, we're going to have the papal conclave.
That's right. I forgot about the conclave. Oh, yeah.
And that's right. It's going to be like, the papal conclave is like almost as serious as, as the episode we're going to have to plan your lightning lanes. And
I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, the conclave episode is going to be lit, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be
lit.
Yeah. You're getting a look behind the curtain here. Some great big beautiful dads with the gears turning. This steam coming out. It's gonna be interesting.
And we're gonna talk about what's coming up in 26, but you're about a month away.
Yeah.
From choosing dining.
That's right. Yeah, we're really close to dining. We've done a little bit of noodling with the family. I've got my preferences. We've got some other family members that are going to be joining us for the trip too. So I think maybe I'll let them have a little bit of a say, but I think mostly I'm just going to steamroll the conclave and just make my own picks.
Exactly. Yeah. Come on. They're not. You need to be at a certain level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's right. I mean, and just on a non-podcast, one of my favorite moments of 2025 has been, the trip planning with my travel agent, the best in the business, Steve at Just That Magic Travel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, if you are planning a trip anytime soon, call Steve at Just That Magic Travel. He'll look it up.
Every plug has been my favorite moment. That's never expected them to happen. It's not, and it's always just so perfect. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, it's coming. It always comes closer. It comes up faster than you think. Because that 60 days ahead, it's like, it's here. Yeah. So we're gonna have that.
It's
we're
exciting.
Gonna have to sit down.
Yep. So, we're gonna have to start planning to planning to plan. That's what we're the next step here.
That's where we are now. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Last time I went on a trip to Disney World, we didn't have the Magic Kings podcast. So I've heard from guests. I've heard from you, Steve. I've got some tips and tricks now under my belt that I'm excited to bring to the big leagues here in a couple months.
In some ways, this whole podcast has been leading up.
This is just. I hate to break it to you, Steve, but this podcast for me has just been prep for my Disney trip in 2026. That's the only reason I do this podcast. That and plugging Steve at Just That Magic Travel. Those are the only two things. The payday I get from that, the plug business, and just trip prep for 2026.
Amazing. Well, the other thing is that I think having a podcast about Disney World is that you cannot help but finagle more trips after this one. Right? It's like, because you're doing it up this trip, right? Beach club, it's the whole extended family, right?
Yeah.
What is sneaking down for a 4-day trip? Next year or later this year. You know what I mean?
Steve, let me tell you, I'm already setting the groundwork for hey, maybe we should just go with just our family and not not go with all the relatives. It'd be good to go for maybe just like a long weekend, 3-4 days, maybe 5 days.
Right.
I'm already laying the groundwork, Steve. Yeah.
I don't even need to say it. You're a step ahead of me. Because you will have a blast, but it is different going with a big group, right? You do,
Yep.
You don't need to say it. You already know.
There's some accommodating of other opinions. But like I said, I'm going to steamroll more than I've ever steamrolled. I think that's my way when it comes to Disney travel. But I think some members of my family are just kind of happy to go along because they don't necessarily... they're not great, big, beautiful dads like you and I, Steve.
That's right.
They're just showing up for the party. They're not necessarily up for, the strategy, the planning, the lightning lanes. That's our jam.
Once you're there, like the people around, like me and you, are just grateful that it's like, oh, someone's here to like handle all this stuff, and I can just go. Like, it's a beautiful thing to be with one of us. So
I was thinking back since we've done this podcast. Like I said, I haven't been on a trip, but I was thinking back to trips I've taken, and I have been sort of the lead on planning and reservations and let's go here, let's do this, let's do that this day. And one of the funny things that I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed this as well, Steve, when you're in the park and you see another family go by and you can tell who the leader of the pack is. I don't know if you've noticed, and you might give them a little wink, a little tip of the cap, maybe a comment here or there, and they know. You can spot the great big beautiful dads from a mile away.
Absolutely. And there's so many great big beautiful moms out there, right? Shout out to them. I think it's mostly moms who do this, right?
It is. Yeah, we are a rare breed. I would say there's definitely more of the great big beautiful moms. No, I think you can tell. You know who's who when you're at the parks.
Yeah, you get next to them in line and you're like, all right, show me your app. Like, what's going on here with these wedding lines? Like, let me help you out here a little bit, because I can tell. We're two of a kind here. Let's help each other out. No, absolutely.
You start exchanging tips, and you hear some stuff from other people, and you're like, buddy, come on.
Exactly.
Look at who you're talking to here. You know I already know
that. Adventure Lane's not open in Rope Drop. Yeah. You didn't know that in the early entry. You didn't know that?
Why are you walking left? Come on, what are you thinking, dude? Get over here. Let's go.
Come on. Get you over to Space Mountain right now.
That's right.
I wanted to talk as well. We've talked a lot about our 2025 and just the Walt Disney World year in review. No fully new, unless you can think of one, Mike, that I forgot. No fully new ride opened at Walt Disney World in 2025.
Yeah.
So Test Track had a overhaul, but it is, essentially the same ride. It's just a kind of a redo.
Yep.
There were 2 new shows. One, the Little Mermaid show in Hollywood Studios, was a reboot of a former Little Mermaid show. That was completely different. The other is the Villains Unfairly Ever After. Country Bear Jamboree was spruced up.
Mm-hmm.
The new Starlight Parade, a couple of the new lounges like the Beacon Barrel and the Geo 82. But I have to say the updates in there wasn't the Tron Light Cycle Run or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic opened, right? It wasn't one of those.
Yep, that's true. That we got the Zootopia show.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just I think you're right. There was a lot of revamps and reopens and refreshes in 2025, but I don't think there was any major new items.
And there were some pretty big closures. So there's famously Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Square Riverboat permanently closed. And I think most significantly, Muppet Vision 3D permanently closed. Right. That was a big one, a big loss for a lot of people. And for me included, I love that show. So the ride with the longest average wait time in 2025 in Walt Disney World. Mike, do you have a guess?
Longest wait. I'm going to say... I'm going to give you 2, and maybe it's one of these.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's either Slinky Dog Dash.
That's what I would have guessed. That's wrong.
So my other guess is Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind.
Fantastic guess. Those would have been 2 of my top guesses. I'm going to give you one more guess.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Close. It's Tron.
Oh, Tron.
Tron had the longest wait on average this year.
I should have known.
I was a little surprised by that because Magic Kingdom has so much that I thought it would be either Slinky. I thought even maybe Flight of Passage. Guardians of the Galaxy for sure. I wouldn't have guessed the Magic Kingdom ride, but Tron is still the newest, major ride at Disney World, so it does make sense in a way.
And they did have the new Tron movie that came out, so maybe there was some excitement about that perhaps that played into it. I mean, I've personally, like, the times I went on Tron, maybe it was just because I did Lightning Lanes, but like I don't ever remember like truly waiting a really, really long time. Like I feel like I did Cosmic Rewind when it was virtual queue, and even with a virtual queue time, my Cosmic Rewind line was longer than my Tron line.
Really? Yeah, I would have definitely guessed Cosmic Rewind before Tron, but according to what I looked at, it was Tron Light Cycle Run. So shout out to that ride. As you said, awesome
Great
ride.
ride.
And overall, crowds and wait times were down this year compared to 24. So that's a good sign for people waiting in line.
Okay.
Honestly, I think looking back at 2025, I think the biggest update for Walt Disney World, this is my hot take. The biggest update at Walt Disney World did not happen at Walt Disney World. I think it was the opening of Epic Universe at Universal Orlando.
Wow.
Just changed the game in terms of people's calculations of what am I doing when I go to Orlando on my theme park trip.
Yeah.
Am I going to go to Epic Universe? Am I going to stay at Universal, you know, and do a split? Am I just going to do a Universal trip instead? And I think it changes people's calculations now that is there.
Yep.
Which is great.
It is. I think a little healthy competition is good for Disney World as well, right? Like, I feel like they really got to step up their game now, and you can kind of see they got there's a little more pep in the step coming up with some of the updates. Like, they're going hot and heavy with, Piston Peak and the Villains Land and a lot of the updates that are happening, just kind of like small ones here and there. I think that's all in response, right? They really know there's another game in town now, right? Like you said, like people are, maybe I'll do one less day at Disney and do another day or 2 days at Universal. I'm a fan of healthy competition. I think it's good for everybody.
I agree, and I'm a fan of theme parks.
Yeah.
So I think this is good in every way, and I think it has shaken Disney up a little bit in a very good way. So looking ahead to 2026, okay, there's a lot of big updates coming down the line at Walt Disney World. In terms of on the order of like new lands, right?
Yep.
So the only one that's really, I think, slated to be completed in 2026 is, I would say, the smallest one, though I'm excited for, is the new animation area in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
With the new Mickey's Sorcerer Hat building and the animation experiences over there. That's supposed to be done in 26. The other updates are the Monstropolis in Hollywood Studios, Piston Peak, Villains Land, and Magic Kingdom, the Pueblo Esperanza taking the place of Dinoland USA.
That's right.
Those are farther out, 27 and beyond. I think a couple probably will be 27, and then you go from there. Some won't be.
And that just reminded me, Steve, one of the biggest closures of 2025. I don't know if you feel this way about this as much as I do, is the Boneyard.
Oh,
Steve, do you know about the Boneyard?
That's right.
The Boneyard.
And I forgot all of Dino Land closed. But the Boneyard.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Boneyard, I think. I'm more upset about the Boneyard than the rest of Dino Land.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. And there is supposed to be an area to replace it, in Pueblo Esperanza, but there won't be one for the next year plus, right?
Yeah.
So, no, that's big. And yeah, I mean, Closure's Dinosaur will close in February to be rethemed to Indiana Jones. Hopefully that doesn't take 2 years. I think that'll hopefully be a relatively quick-ish one, maybe in 26, I'm hoping. Buzz Lightyear and Big Thunder Mountain, which have been down, especially Big Thunder Mountain, for an extended period of time, those will be back in 26. Those big things that we talked about, big things coming down the pike, mostly are not going to be done in 26. So,
Again, we got to start laying the groundwork here, Steve, for a Great Big Beautiful Dad 2027 grand opening of Piston Peak, grand opening of Pueblo Esperanza.
Absolutely,
plenty of lead time.
We need content for the podcast.
I'm gonna have to really step up my plug game here, folks. Call Steve at Just That Magic Travel. I need these checks to start rolling in so that we can afford the 2027 Great Big Beautiful Dad's trip to Walt Disney World.
Absolutely, my God, that's the dream right there. If we could get down there, oh my God. Yeah, 2027, people, mark your calendars. We're making it.
Let's go.
Let us make it happen for us.
Yeah. You know what, Steve? It could be the inaugural Magic Kings conference. We could set up at Coronado Springs at the convention center. We could get all the Great Big Beautiful Dads, all the Skyliner Squad, all the Beverly Boys, all in one place. Talk to our listeners from around the world. Bob can hook us up with some convention space.
That's right.
Bob, 2027 is the year.
We can get John Stamos and Patrick Warburton to host it for us.
Perfect.
You know? And I like how you called it the inaugural. And that's key. That's key.
Yeah, it's key.
There's more coming.
That's how you get the big names. Yeah.
That's right.
It's the first annual. Yeah, first annual.
Well, a couple big updates for 26. We talked a lot about your trip, which is just we couldn't be more excited for. And
So excited.
Mike, I got something to spring on you here.
Oh.
I don't think you are aware of what I'm about to say.
I don't think so either. What do we got? Are you gonna?
Where do I want to start?
Are you joining my trip, Steve? Are you gonna spring it on me that you're?
Don't be surprised.
I'm bringing an extra suitcase, Steve. I think I might be able to squeeze you in. I don't know if we're gonna make the weight limit on the suitcase, but we can.
Yeah, you might have to pay the overweight charge. It might cost you 5 times a plane ticket, but
worth it. Worth every penny.
But well, I think maybe I'll start by saying, on my last trip in August, where at the end of my recap, I gave you the baton that your trip was next. I'm going to have to ask for it back.
Oh, no.
I need that baton back, Mike.
Wow.
Because I am going, just for one day, to be at Walt Disney World in January.
Oh.
I am going, and let me tell you the whole story. I am going on a trip for travel agents to familiarize myself.
Wow.
It's called a familiarization trip to Universal Orlando.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So I'll be going to Epic Universe.
Okay.
For a day, and I'll be going to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure for a day each in January, and doing some trainings and tours of I'll be staying at the Terra Luna Resort at Universal.
Wow.
I'm really excited for that. But there's a day of training that I'm going to that ends in like the late afternoon. That very day, there is an Epcot after hours event.
Wow.
So I'm going to scoot right over there, not waiting any lines, and have a ball. And I'm going to be joined by my sister's coming along. So she's going to come. She loved the Harry Potter stuff at Universal, so she was like, you know what, I'm going to come along and tag along on this stuff. So
that's great.
I'm going to be in the bubble just for a few hours, Mike.
Well, dip the toe in the bubble and
dipping the toe. I'm dipping the toe in a little cup of Beverly.
Steve, don't get me started.
So,
wow.
So I'm excited.
Late night.
I'm excited. That's going to be
club cool.
Yep.
After hours.
Late night, just guzzling. Like, sir, you had too much. You're overserved.
Sir, there's only a limited supply of Beverly left in the world, and it's only here at Epcot. Please don't take it from the rest of our guests.
So, that's where I'll be.
Oh, wow.
So that's
incredible.
One update for you. And then there's another recent development is that...
Oh, my gosh. There's more.
And I've talked up and down and front ways and back ways and sideways about this, and it's finally happening. July 4th, Independence Day, I will be on a plane to Southern California, and I will be spending some time at Disneyland Resort for the first time in my entire life.
Wow.
And
this is big
could
news.
not be more excited.
This is big news,
Big news.
Steve. Yeah.
This is breaking news.
You're going to like Disneyland. I think you're going to have a fun time there.
I'm really excited to see what it's all about. And
it's
obviously compare and contrast,
right?
but just enjoy it. Yeah. It's a dry heat out there in July, so it shouldn't be too hot and too bad out there for us. So we're really excited. And special podcast guest, my cousin Melanie, will be joining for at least a little bit of that trip because she's not too far away, and she's been breathing down my neck to get out there. So I'm like, you know what? I made it happen. So we're going. So that's my big update for 26.
I'm glad you told me because now I've got to get my travel agent on the horn here and maybe see if I can get some extra trips on the books for 2026.
You went to you'll go to Disney World if you want a little less, less go. You can hit the cruise. You can, there's Aulani, the resort in Hawaii, which we've never really talked about. So why about a flight to Hawaii with the baby might be a lot of fun. So
Might be tough. Might be tough with a 1.5-year-old. So I don't know if that'll 12-hour flights.
It's worth a shot.
But we'll see. Maybe she'll sleep. I don't know.
So those are my big 2026 updates for you. So
Incredible.
I'm really excited. I'll be in about a month. I'll be in the bubble just for a short time, but I'm actually really I haven't experienced Universal in a long time.
Yeah.
I love Universal. It's just I'm a Disney guy. I just love Disney. So this excuse of being able to do this familiarization trip, to really learn more about it, and obviously have a ton of fun, experience it for a few days, is going to be a blast. So I'm really excited to do
great.
that, and we'll talk about it on the pod.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever been to Universal Studios. I think I've been exclusively Disney. I'm loyal, Steve. What can I say?
I can't blame you for that. I mean, Disney it's enough to go for a lifetime for sure. I get that.
I'm not opposed to it. I think I've just always been, pro Disney. So I'm always like, you know what? Let's just spend an extra day at, the Disney parks because they're so great. I haven't experienced it. I would like to see some of the stuff at Epic Universe, some of the new Harry Potter stuff. I'd be interested in seeing. So yeah, I'm really psyched to hear how your trip goes because it might inform some of my future travel.
So we'll see. No, it's great and it's getting better and better. So, but I can't wait to go and report back and tell you everything that's going on there. So that's it. That's my big 2026 updates. So, Mike, I hope everyone knows this podcast will be right there with you for 2026. I mean, we're not going anywhere.
That's right.
We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. We got your trip. We got my stuff going on. We got all of our fun kinds of episodes, planning, games, guests.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So we're here. We're here for you in the new year. So this is just getting started here. So yeah. So Mike, I want to thank you for being a part of this podcast in 2025 and going forward. I mean, I knew that I just knew I'd have a lot of fun doing this to help promote my stuff. And, and I knew that, I needed another Disney dad who was just as enthusiastic, if not more, than I was about Disney, who would be willing to sit down, at least once a week for an hour plus to talk about it. So
thank you for letting me be a part of it. It's been good because I think my wife was getting sick of me telling her about all the Disney things that I wanted to do and Disney stuff. She's like, all right, just plan it, whatever. But now we get to come on here and chop it up. So thank you, Steve, for doing this. It's great.
That's right. No. Oh, please. No, thank you. And it's been tons of fun. And yeah, our wives need a podcast, like a support group podcast.
So yeah,
how much they tolerate us.
Wives of great big beautiful dads. Yeah. Oh man,
there's your reality show. Yeah. So
yeah, there you go.
Coming to
Bravo. That's going to be our next branch out is into reality TV.
That's an idea.
There we go.
Great idea.
Yep.
So, cheers to 2025, and here's to an even better 2026.
And Steve, I think there's only one way to end it, right? I'll see you next year.